Welcome, everyone, to Legend of Korra, Book 2 Spirits. This is episode 3 and 4. We're doing back-to-back. This is episode 3, Civil War Part 1. Now, folks.
Civil Wars.
Civil Wars with an S.
Civil War is a
with
different
Marvel event.
I apologize for missing the pluralness of the S. Anyway.
Now you're going to be sued by Disney.
Anyway, bit of context here, folks. Now, as you probably have heard, a lot of people consider this the worst season. But what's one of the main reasons we consider it the worst season? It's because of wasted potential. The old saying goes, you want to piss off the fans the most? You want to show them the potential that's missed the most. And that potential begins here. So,
Yay.
okay, folks, start right at the Nickelodeon logo, assuming you're using a proper digital copy, and probably also the version on your Blu-ray or DVD.
If it's not there, just wait like 3 seconds.
And
All right,
here
I'm
we
ready.
go. In 3, 2, 1, click.
Okay,
That's
Joker,
all right.
I know how this is going to go, Joker. There's a huge debate, and that ends up in Korra and her friends signing the Sokovia Accord, and
You're actually
they have
not
a
too
big
far
fight
off.
at the end.
As a little recap, episode 1 was written by Tim Hedrick, a veteran writer from the original series, and the previous episode before this was written by Joshua Hamilton, one of the writers
Didn't you write
from
The
Johnny
Great
Test and My
Divide?
Little Pony.
Who wrote this
no,
one?
no, Mike himself wrote this, the both parts of this two-parter.
Oh no, I was talking about the
Yeah,
Great
okay.
Divide.
The Great Divide, I don't know. I don't think it was Joshua Hamilton. I think that was somebody else.
It was somebody.
So how will Korra get out of this one?
Find out in this upcoming episode of L.A. Noir. Sorry, Korra.
Okay. Here's problem number 1 with Unalaq. As you probably have noticed, he's pretty much Tarlock 2.0. Except here's the problem. He's Tarlock without the nuance that made Tarlock special to the fans. Basically, Tarlock ended up being one of the more popular characters of Season 1 for reasons as you probably have seen. He was unsubtle as fudge, but he was productive. He actually had
Fuck
reason.
out.
Speaking of subtleness,
Yeah.
Yeah, get the fuck out my way.
Now,
you're
let's
in my way, sir.
now let's imagine we took Tarlock and pretty much took away all the depth from him.
Why
this-
does the sea look like shit?
Oh, it's just
The
dark water.
pollution, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. Brought him down because I was lonely. But I'm the freaking Avatar now.
Okay, I really don't understand this guy's agenda, seriously.
You're not alone, Tio. A lot of people
Don't wor-
didn't.
Don't worry, too.
Heck, I've
No,
seen.
I had figured out pretty
I
much
don't think
everything
this
by the
guy's
end of the
facial
season.
expressions.
Okay.
No,
changed
I mean,
ever since
I
he got
had
on
figured
screen.
something by the end of the previous episode, but no, completely
Okay.
off track.
Tio, let me show you how fruitless it is. I've seen the season several times before, and even I'm still trying to figure out all his motives.
Trust me, too. It will get worse in that regard.
Joker, is it just me or is that guy's facial expression
Wait,
not changed since
Are they about to say it?
I think so. I think so. Commit to your fucking plot points, Brian and Mike.
I wanted my peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with her on this one.
Vacation Tenzin.
Honestly, Tenzin deserves a break.
Where are they exactly?
I'm. You know, you could have taken advantage of this vacation to, flesh out the character, this family, because you have barely focused on these characters, the Tenzin family. I mean,
Hold on, this was released 2013? 11?
13, yeah.
yeah.
Wasn't this around the same time the SpongeBob seasons, one of the SpongeBob season, had the entire cast going on vacation or something?
If by that you mean that SpongeBob went on a long hiatus, yeah.
No. There was an entire season dedicated of each character taking their own episode and getting to a vacation of some sort. I wonder if Nick was trying to reference something.
Hey, Pedro, wish granted, we're gonna focus more on the family and how possibly one of their...
I don't mean the annoying dipshit. I mean Tenzin.
You should have been more specific.
But Pedro, they mentioned how their childhood...
We'll get to the lemur
Yeah,
subplot
you
later.
see,
No.
you see, Pedro. You see, Pedro. The problem is you do ask for stuff, but you're not specific enough. It's like a golden. It's like the monkey's paw.
Yeah, shame on. I guess I expected the writers.
Can I mention actually a personal complaint that hasn't been raised up?
Go
The
ahead.
lack of new combined animals. We have seen barely any animal in this show yet.
We've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah, I mean,
But Theo,
Hold on.
this is now a more civilized world with more civilization. There's less nature.
This is why I don't like this setting as well.
okay. To be fair, they don't use that excuse. They do mention a lot of these weird combinations, but we don't see them as often. Like, seriously, a shark squid? I would so love to see that. Anyway, Pedro, I was talking about the other plot point. They're gonna talk about those Frieza's childhood. You remember how they mentioned
Oh
earlier?
God, no.
Well, you wanted them to flesh them out, and you know what's
Yes,
coming.
and of all ways to flesh out the characters, you picked that one.
But enough of that right
Oh,
now.
now what?
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay. Yay, Varric!
Yes. Yeah, I'm with Varric on this. Like,
Yes, I'm a Varric as well. Yes.
yeah, I'll look.
Priorities.
you know, he's got a point.
The villager of Asterix were a villain.
Maybe you could build a wall that is made out of
Although,
fish.
yeah,
Keep the enemy away.
visual stories is a good, interesting point. The small social commentary about how art and other minor activities were affected during conflicts in their own way.
Okay, Korra, you're the Avatar. You're suggesting that what Unalaq is doing is a good thing. I know that you kind of suck at, talking with the spirits or whatnot, but was there no history book that told you what happened when Roku went easy on Sozin when Sozin tried, sharing the Fire Nation's greatness with everyone?
To be honest, Jova, I'm pretty sure that the lockdown of most of her life meant that she could not get acculturated by the proper history of the Avatar.
Now Korra's officially a parrot.
Okay.
Again, I really don't
I'm sorry.
understand that.
Okay,
plot point
Tio,
still, because it creates so much pointlessness.
Okay, Tio. Whether she is locked in or not, you're honestly going to tell me that Korra, the next Avatar, didn't hear two licks about the 100-year war that her ancestor Aang served in. Oh wait, this bit's funny.
Seeing how isolated the Southern Pole is and how, well, their own shades of asshole the evidence are, yes, I'm inclined to believe that.
Laugh. It's funny, goddammit, laugh.
But yeah,
the
seriously.
family is cute.
Seriously, Tio,
at
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm not gonna buy that Korra hasn't heard an inkling about the war that was the
Not
entire
that
point of
she
the
hasn't
original
heard,
show.
that she has been, that the others have purposefully
Well,
made
let me
that
put it like
she
this,
didn't
Teo.
heard.
Let me put it like this, Teo. Even if she really, in that case, I would blame the masters that have been training her all these years for not telling her, explaining all of this to her and teaching her those things. So you're telling me that you spent all these years teaching Korra only how to bend, didn't actually teach her about the responsibilities and other stuff? Like you didn't think this would be important too?
Which reminds me,
Meanwhile,
actually, who
Bolin's having a
taught,
bit of a crisis.
I forgot. Yeah, she mastered air bending and fire bending easily, but someone has at least had to tell her the basics. So who did? Forgot.
The master,
Nate,
those old people we saw at the beginning of the season 1, Teo. Remember the fire?
All right.
basically, Tio, we'll never get.
Remember, Teo, Katara was her waterbending teacher.
Jova,
Yes.
this conversation Mark is having with Bolin right now, is this going to set up something to happen later on this season?
Yes, it will.
Yes, very, very good, Whips.
Basically, Bolin's not feeling it with SCWRM for obvious reasons.
Well, if I were...
Jova.
No one is subtle like Gaston.
Shiri.
Oh wait, hold on. This bit. You gotta hear this bit.
Yeah.
No, you think?
Nah, you think, you bitch? Like...
Gee, just bringing their navy in and pretty much governing how they do? That's not invading at all.
I'm not invading. I'm uniting.
You know,
It's a
Okay.
totally different...
Plural credits.
okay, for comparison's sake, Avatar The Last Airbender was aimed more so at kids. Why does it feel like it's more adult than this show, which was aimed at an older audience because you could tell by all the more graphic and violent stuff?
Shirai.
It's not even that graphical and violent, honestly, if you ask me.
Well, Tia, we've had bloodbending and a murder-suicide. That's...
Honestly, it was more theatrics than
okay.
anything. I
Fine.
need to see someone's arm being chopped off to be convinced.
Oh,
Dwibs.
Yes.
Dwibs. On a scale of 1 to 10, how untrustworthy does this guy come across as right now?
again. Oh, go on.
I can only assume that
Guys, she
I
admitted she may not be ready to be the Avatar.
I figured out why so many people are on this guy's side.
Pedro,
Wait, Jova. You're trying to tell you're telling me, Jova, that rushing into things without proper deliberation and thinking is a bad idea?
Also,
Anyway,
Not just
guys,
that.
I figured out-
Not just that. They basically this almost makes the ending of season 1 completely pointless.
I figured out
well,
how
I kind of warned you that we
Guys.
kind of do a bit of a...
Yes, Waves.
I figured out how this guy has so many people on his side. He somehow has the power to hypnotize.
No.
That is never.
You just realized, Teo, one of the biggest problems of this show. Season 1, you can basically skip season 1 and you won't really miss much.
Yep.
So so wait, is this like the north-south divide? What, in England?
Ooh.
You're the worst
That's,
avatar ever.
That's the Aang fans when Korra passes through them.
And look at that,
Surviving
Korra's father
families.
actually comes in and handles things nicely.
Now piss off and go home. Okay, bye.
I still hate you, Dad, for trying to... Okay.
Be nice to you.
Okay.
You'd think after season 1, Korra would have learned that maybe she should think things through before, rushing into things. But no, once again, she rushed into this whole thing with Unalaq, and now she's starting to regret it.
Also, Korra, I get it. Your father was apparently the one who told the White Lotus to keep you sequestered. Again, never mind the fact that actually does get addressed in season 3, and it turns out...
So, where did she went?
Alright, is it now, Jova?
Oh, that's
Wait
right.
for it.
She had that subplot with the statue. What happened?
Alright, we should probably have a listen here.
Yeah. Tenzin.
Hold on, too.
Don't laugh.
Hold on.
No, don't
Hold
shout.
on, wait for it.
So is that why you're like this?
I agree with Tenzin. Hold on, too.
I'd appreciate this more if we actually got to...
Do you mind if I tackle this one, Jova?
Well, okay. Just let me handle a few things first. Maybe I could appreciate this more if we actually got to see this, but spoilers,
Thank you.
We never get any flashbacks of this. We're just told all this.
You have to take the words granted.
Yeah, and it's exactly my problem. Very good, Jova. See, okay. You want to establish that...
Oh, wait,
Aang
hold
was
on. Korra's mad at Mako again.
Why?
Because
Oh,
Because he's Marco and we have to be mad at him.
Okay, I get it. They're trying to show that relationships can be complex, but god dang, this is now 3 for 3 episodes this season. Korra's gotten mad at Mako.
For no really good reason.
Starting to wonder if this...
It's a good thing I'm not doing a drinking game.
I was going to ask if that's a good reason for it, then fine, but there isn't.
Not gonna lie, Korra's mining in that frame was actually really scary.
Really? No! Relationship tip number 1. Double dates are a big no-no.
Yeah, they never go well.
No,
Sorry,
I went. Me and my wife went on one once. Never again.
It probably
No.
doesn't have...
Because all that happens is the fucking other. Because all that happens. Because
Hold on.
all that happens. Sorry.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Because all that happens is the other couple keeps talking about how wonderful they are and how wonderful their wife is and how they love each other so much, and I just want to fucking punch them because they're so fucking annoying.
Oh, hey, Indiana Jones reference.
Ugh.
Me and Alice are often told we give people diabetes.
So apparently Boland's now stuck in an abusive relationship because every time he tries to bring up the subject of breaking up, his girlfriend, quote unquote,
Alright.
frees him in a block of ice and do all sorts.
Might as well
of
continue
stuff.
my rant about this trio. Okay, see, okay, I don't know. I can understand the idea of making Aang not that good a father because, well, he didn't have a normal childhood, so obviously, I can see Aang not being the best of parents. Okay, but here's the problem: not only do they do some really seriously implications to the character that we've grown to love over the course of the original series, but like. Never get shown this. We never see the actual details. We never get to see exactly what happened. We just have these throwaway lines that just really make. Basically, Teo, this is one of the subplots that pisses off a lot of old series fans because.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if we made a Final Fantasy 9 sequel that has stars Garnet and Zidane's kids, and they talk about how Garnet was a terrible murderer or something. Like it like, okay, if you want to go this route, you need to at least show that to us.
On its
Okay.
own,
Still
maybe.
doesn't alphabet. I didn't have a strong opinion on Pansy in the first place, so now it's even worse.
Let me put it like this. There are so many ways they could have maybe have done something with this plot, but they did it the route that I really don't like. I hated it in this. I hated it in Apollo Justice. I hated it in... I forget what that X-Men title is. And I hated it in Last Jedi. Media. Stop trying to make characters we knew and loved from the old look bad in comparison to your newer protagonists.
Why don't you see, Jova, when people grow up, they become sad and depressed and evil.
No, Jova, it's like, no, it's subverting expectations. You want your old characters back, but you'd expect them to be all grouchy sods, did you?
I don't even have Aang back visually. Sure, he shows up occasionally,
Yeah.
but I don't even have him back
Not
for
just that,
flashbacks.
Even last Dwebs, even Last Jedi at the very least had flashbacks.
Yeah.
Not only that, throwing a bone at The Last Jedi, from personal experience, no matter the fucking continuity, Luke can't catch a break, no matter what.
Anyway, time for a mom talk.
Yeah, for this...
Yeah, can we actually flesh out the mom? Might as well.
Wait.
Shut up.
Korra has a mum,
Yeah.
Exactly, Dwebs, thank you.
but I don't even remember her appearing. Like, ever.
Wait, hold on, wait. This is important. Never mind the fact that it was your dad that eventually did tell you the truth.
Again, also,
Yeah. A normal childhood while she's the freaking avatar.
Yeah, again, the fact that these new series, well, not just this season, the series in general, is trying to portray waterbenders as such bad and mean-spirited beings. Why?
I guess it's to show that not only the Fire Nation are evil.
Look, I get it. The firebenders, maybe some of the firebenders in the original series were a bit stereotypical in their villainy, but honestly, they were fine, and they were fleshed out also in the fact that not everyone in their kingdom was, agreeing with them. Here, it's almost if it says that if the waterbenders should have gone, and for the world would have been better as a result.
Can I bring up an issue I've always had with these kind of rebellion plots in media?
Well, that talk went out of nowhere.
I think generally you're not supposed to let the reigning government know there's going to be a rebellion because it gives them plenty of time to prepare and fight back.
Okay. To be fair, they never told the reigning government that.
Oh no!
Of course
But
not.
they talk about it so loudly, I'm surprised no one heard.
Gee, Teo, I wonder what's actually going on here.
To be fair, she also said that.
Not just that. Well, Dwebs, maybe it's kind of like in Inokuni 2, where when Tyrant sends us that threat letter, he finished it with loving kisses,
Is there a single, a solitary waterbender that's likable in this series?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. You see, yeah.
Well, I guess there's Katara, but that would be cheating, I guess.
Honestly, considering the circumstances, no, because she, despite her old age, and understand that she can't do much, she still did jack shit. She had no way of saying in all of this matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. We never even get to know more about that until season 4, and you may or may not hate the reason for why.
Really.
It's actually a good point that I thought about, Dwebs, since you talk about how much you hate these kinds of things. Tyron did that with the letter in Kunio too, but it was played for laughs.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Again. To be fair, they never did tell the government this. I mean, they've been doing it all in
Yeah,
secret.
but Joe, they talk about it so loudly, they might as well just shout, "We're planning a rebellion, you dipshits!
Well,
Come get us!"
well, Dwibs, the thing is that they did that in secret, well far from the government. Anyway, chase scene.
You know what this reminds me of, Teo? Reminds me of the fortress from the first
Okay.
DBZ OVA.
Oh, right.
Why did you do this?
Oh!
There he goes. It's not
Oh,
that.
it's
Oh,
not
it's just
dead.
some.
The professor and Marianne.
He's just-
Oh,
God.
see, guys, their father would be instead so kind and not help them.
I'm gonna be quite honest, this does help her father's character. Here's the problem. Well, actually, no.
Thank you for releasing me.
Actually, no, there's no problems with that. It helps her father's character. I like her father better than I like Korra.
No! If you touch a single hair of Varric, I will personally kill you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Varric is still out there somewhere.
But I.
It's okay, Pedro.
Korra, I know that you're naive, but you know that means kangaroo court.
I mean, I got it. He'll do the trial like the court is convened. You're guilty.
I'm gonna go honestly tell, much like,
They'll be like,
I
yeah.
said-
They'll be like, hey, you said a trial. You didn't say
Okay,
what kind.
Jova, you told me near the end of season 1 that Boomy is actually a very likable character. I have not
Where
seen
is
that much
where
so
is
far.
this? Where is this likability?
Oh, you're gonna have to wait for the...
Well, sorry, Teo. I kind of disagree about the whole
Honestly,
likability
about
thing.
the 3 children, I kind of prefer the woman so far.
Oh, Kaya, the one named after Katara's mother?
Yeah.
Dead mother.
I don't like her that much either because she also is quite bitchy for no real reason.
Can we
Yeah,
not do this?
Hey, guys,
now?
you know what I
I
like?
don't think
Every
this
time
is the
it's
appropriate
Hey, guys.
time,
Hey guys, you know what I like? Talking about stuff as opposed to actually showing it, because the original show did that, so well, oh wait, no,
You're
the
wasting
storm.
J.K. Simmons' voice for this.
You know, guys, every time there's pointless bickering in this show, I always like to imagine a character, so some random guy coming in and blowing them all up or something. Just stop it.
So,
Show, don't tell.
good lord.
Ugh.
Good lord, we actually got to see more of Azula's character in the original show, and she was one of the main villains.
I kind of get what we're trying to do something similar to what the beach episode of book 3 of the original series tried to do. The problem is that first we haven't fleshed this character that much at Tenzin, very barely. Second, it's not even worth it. It was in that episode, the beach. It was mostly Ty Lee who had to vent out, and the others just tagged along here. Instead, here it's basically
Hi. Do you want a cup of tea?
That usually solves my problem.
Yeah,
everything
I've only got.
for tea.
I've only got PG tips.
Oh,
but,
this bit.
That should help.
You know, that's the thing. When you think about it, Korra's father, sure, he did something wrong in the past, but aside from lying to Korra, and even still he fesses up about that, he's actually been the one doing the right thing for the most part.
This is another thing
And
that I hate about Korra.
Hold on, let me finish. And only now Korra realizes that.
Yeah, there's another thing about Korra that pisses me off. Okay, so you're telling me that you decided to trust your uncle who you've only met, 2 days ago, over the man who fucking raised you?
I mean, okay, to her credit, her father did lie to her and has apparently been controlling her life, but I'm sorry.
That's not enough.
But I'm sorry, the minute the Navy
sorry.
showed up, uh-oh.
Parents lie to their kids all the time for various reasons.
Oh no! They're
What a
under-
surprise.
Wait, what are they? What are they under arrest for? Conspiracy to assassination.
And we're ending the episode on this. Alright then.
But Teo, it's a cliffhanger because it's a two-parter.
All right,
Totally
intermission
quite an
time,
appropriate
folks.
name.
Yeah. I'll save eventual thoughts for the end of this next episode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Captain Korra Civil War. So far, we've established that that everyone's an idiot.
I wish I was watching Civil War.
You can
Same.
conjure up phony crimes to arrest people for out of thin air,
And still have the
And,
Avatar trust you.
and oh yeah, there was a story about some bald bearded guy and some other folks, but never mind. Okay, so just start at the Nickelodeon logo as I contemplate how the hell Nickelodeon are throwing a big budget at a live action TV show, despite the fact that this is how the series has gotten at this point. In 3, 2, 1, click.
To their
Also-
credit,
I will say this about this show. At the very least, I will still watch this over actually reading Civil War.
oh
yes,
god,
yes,
yeah.
Because
Wow,
the Civil
but-
War comic is still worse than this.
Okay.
So what you're telling me, Taylor, is you'd rather drink piss than eat shit.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
Jova, you were saying, Jova?
To its credit, Dweebs, again, this Legend of Korra does have 2 bad seasons, but that's 2 bad seasons versus 2 good seasons, and all 3 seasons of the original show, which were acclaimed.
Yeah, but Jova, I gotta sit through 2 bad seasons to get to those 2 good ones.
Oh, I'm not saying
You
that
know-
excuses anything. What I'm saying is, like, well, technically they've done more good than bad, majority speaking, on both tail ends. So I'm not as surprised that they're giving this another
I mean,
shot as I would be,
the only-
say.
Roll credits again.
The only example I can think of that is longer in terms of episode count is having to sit through Series 7 of House to get to Series 8.
Don't worry. Okay, Dweebs.
But House had 6 good seasons before that season 7 at least. So.
Mhm. Oh, I can't wait to hear Unalaq
I
say-
just thought of something since we're going with the Civil War thing. Teo, since we were talking about how Brian and Mike should have stood their ground and about to Nickelodeon. Well, that's exactly it. Maybe Brian and Mike should have turned to Nickelodeon and went, "Vengeance has consumed you.
Oh.
I'm done letting it consume me."
Oh,
You
look.
guys can fuck off, and we're gonna do this Voltron project with the rest of our team.
Maybe that's how they finally shaped up their arc for
Are
season
Brian and
3
Mike
4.
involved with the Voltron?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this bit.
Platypus Bear.
But hey, at least Boland's finding some positives in all this.
He's got to. Oh,
Oh
snap.
no. Dweebs, you just had to say it.
Crap.
Mr. Joe,
Currently,
Mr.
oh, snap.
Responsibility for everything that happens from now on.
Mr. Jova, I have a question.
Yes, Pedro?
While it is touching
Also,
what happened,
hey, Azami is still in the season. I forgot.
very good
Yeah.
too. Exactly, thank you.
Hey.
Is it, like instead of don't get me wrong, this joke is fine, but instead of just doing this joke over and over, can we actually finally flesh out Mako and Bolin with a proper flashback explaining their backstory of being villains to survive?
Well, Pedro, while we do get to flesh out Bolin considerably in this episode, we ain't getting that backstory about them for quite a while.
You're gonna have to wait and be patient. Now go to the corner and read your literacy book.
Okay, guys, with all due respect, Bolin has tried to be honest with her. Didn't go so well for him. Uh-oh.
Not just that, Bolin is probably the one that has this relationship going for the best. I wonder.
By the way, Korra still has no need. Just saying.
You know, at this point, it's going to be a recurring thing. What is Korra's need? What is the war about?
Well,
And,
Drebs, there's like I've established at the end of season 1.
What are
It
you
is.
doing inside that platypus bear?
It's a hiding place.
I
It's a
know
hiding
that. No, that's what I said. Considering there's another female person inside there.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
I'm in a bear that can't move.
Well, remember, Dubs, like I've established at the end of season 1, the lack of her need is one of this series' biggest problems.
Okay,
Did
So
you
it
just
kinda-
shoot money?
I have
yes,
good.
he's shit money.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is that we will get Korra's need eventually in the season. The bad news is you might very much hate that need more so than her never having a need before.
I'm guessing the need is quite self-centered, or...
No. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The problem is how it spits into the face of everything.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay.
How
You're talking
Okay,
about the beginnings two-parter?
I was about to ask, can we finally see what happened with the statue thing? But no, I guess we need to focus more on the robbers.
Not just the beginnings, Pedro, but also the episode where Korra meets that person.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
Okay, and now we got a tea party with.
Okay, I'm
Others,
sorry. I have to address this.
What?
Okay, Jova, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't we establish in the original series that Appa was the last flying bison?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Then where the hell did these all these baby flying bisons come from?
Do you want me to tell him?
Is this a Ken Penders kind of thing?
Let me guess. It's explained in the comics.
Okay, here's what happened. The Fire Lord was keeping the Sky Bison hidden away from the world.
Allow me to. Of course.
So,
I mean, I would have expected a retcon something say, oh, they just assumed wrong, and there are actually some fine bison in the world, but I would have expected something better.
here's the problem.
Not just that,
We
Tail.
got it wrong by mistake.
It's just a really it's like okay, I get it. You
Oh
you
wait,
have
hold
more
on. This bit's
airbenders.
important.
Okay.
The trial scene.
It's a trial. Okay.
Oh yeah, court is now in session for the
Season
trial.
2, and we get another
Miss-
trial with more
Miss-
members
again.
involved.
Miss Korra, you did not return the cat to the little girl. That means that we will not.
Jova, what's the name of the guy on trial again?
Oh. Oh, girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
face
my-
palming as well.
Yeah, why are we
My-
here again?
My reaction exactly. Thanks, Asami. Hey, Asami, do you have any actual point? in this
Oh,
season?
she will have a point in this season.
Oh,
but
and
that's-
just like in the trial of Peter Parker, we're skimming over part of a trial, not knowing part of the vital informations, of course.
But it's okay,
Don't you
guys.
just want that too? Don't you?
But it's okay, guys. I mean, remember, guys, Unalaq reassured.
Couldn't we actually get to more of a trial instead of a bickering between the brothers?
Well, here's the thing, guys. It's okay because Unalaq reassured Korra that he himself picked a fair judge.
Hey, arsehole, let her answer the question fully.
That's right. A Northern Water Tribe chieftain got to pick the judge for the trial of the Southern Water Tribe chieftain.
I'm sure this is not controversial at all.
This won't backfire.
No, they have to be completely unbiased. And that's what's gonna happen.
That's not how it works, mates.
I sentence you to kiss my ass.
I've heard this voice actor before who's voicing the judge.
Court is now in session for the trial of Korra.
I'm gonna check in the meantime, Jova.
Jova, what's her last name again?
Oh, wait, this bitch.
Does Korra even has a last name?
Korra.
I don't-
Well, actually, never mind. Usually these characters don't have last names anyway, even in the original series. So yeah, that's a moot point.
Yeah, but
Never mind.
What if you lose? What
Oh.
if you lose your kid and they both and there's someone in the village you get lost to and just happens to share the same first name?
They probably have last
Oh,
names, we
goody.
just don't need to know them.
So Bowen's finally being honest.
Oh God.
Oh,
Ah, she made him a betrothal
boy.
char.
You wanna get out now?
She's into some shit.
So here's one question I have: Is Destin okay with this? They probably share everything.
Poor Bowen though.
Jova, that's a bad thing.
Like a football.
Shiroi, are they acting
co-
good?
Shiroi, it's called a threesome.
Anyway,
mean,
so her mother was released.
But
Yeah.
But what?
two of them are related.
Shiroi, since when have that stopped hentais?
This is an anime, even
Oh,
though Amazon
boy.
Prime is labeled it as anime.
So apparently her father and company have been sentenced to death. Now, this line.
What a surprise that the
Wait, listen to this
turnabout
line.
turned into a kangaroo court.
Hold on.
Did the Avatar who was supposed
okay,
to... Wait, no, let me handle this. Did the Avatar who was supposed to be the diplomat of the entire world, the very essence of heroism and fairness, just say that she will take the life of a judge after he handed down his verdict?
That would be poor behavioral controls.
Now, I know
Okay.
what you're good at...
Only-
Yeah.
The only thing I can think. Well, at least it's not as bad as a doctor saying it.
No, Dwibs, it's pretty bad. Anyway, you were
Jova?
saying to you?
What's the name of the judge?
A Hota. Aw, but it's okay. The
There you go,
uncle.
Tom Kane.
Yeah, I've heard that voice before. But
It's like in Judge Dredd, where like the judge has to go on a long walk to downgrade
He
the
has
sentence
been
or something.
he has been Yoda in most of Star Wars expanded material.
Anyway, but don't worry, guys. Unalaq, the ever so great uncle to Korra that he is, got the judge to weaken his sentence to just life in prison.
Also, Jova, about what?
It's exactly that plot point in Judge Dredd.
Also, Jova, about what Korra just said. Don't forget that Kyoshi existed.
No.
I'm not really.
No, no.
No, Milo. Boomy is not the funniest person in the
Okay,
world.
okay.
Varric is the funniest person in the world.
Okay, here's the difference. When Kyoshi did stuff like that, that was against clearly corrupt powers, but what Korra just said there was out of outright selfishness. Like, as far as the court knows, that was a fair trial, and she is essentially putting it like that. When Kyoshi got rough and stuff, it was against stuff like a tyrant.
Oh my God, the Dwibs! I just realized something.
Yeah,
that too, Mana. But at the same, what they're doing here, Dwibs, with the whole Aang deadbeat father thing, it's exactly what you were fearing for the Lady Layton saga, but didn't happen.
Okay. Can I talk about another issue with the fact that the Sky Bisons were apparently kept in secret by the Fire Lord? Yeah, it's so nice that the Fire Nation never mentioned it. Or, remember the fact that the Fire Nation were trying...
Not the fact that they weaponized them.
Yeah.
I think they will do that.
Yeah. Remember how the Fire Nation were trying to find a means to fly? Gee, they never used Sky Bisons for those now, did they?
I guess Ozai thought he would give them bad publicity.
Okay, I can understand. Yes, I get it. There's more airbenders now, so you want each of them to have their own flying bison. I get it. At the very least, give a better excuse for why there's a lot of flying bisons now. Like, the one that they give is so half-assed.
Like
also,
I said,
am I supposed to care about Mob now?
Like I said, in my book, it's okay if you do a retcon and say that we just assumed wrong and we actually did not estimated the fact that it could have been. But like Pedro just said, it could have been handled better.
Now, Korra's father.
It's the same.
Now, Korra's father.
I hate the scene too.
Okay. I'm gonna get the chart.
Korra's father told her not to do anything rash. Let's see how she
So of
handles
course,
it.
the next thing that she does is something
use
rash.
the bear to attack the car, and yeah.
Isn't it wonderful how our main character refuses to mature?
Ow.
Impulse.
Why didn't the airbags
judge...
active? Oh wait.
Dweebs, we don't have that yet. Also, why this judge is going in without an escort?
Impulsivity, as well.
If you don't let her out, I will force Naga to lick you
Oops.
really badly.
Wow.
You mean to tell me Unalaq is the villain?
No.
Okay. Now, luckily, this guy did turn out to be a corrupt judge. Now, let's imagine that he wasn't a corrupt judge.
Yeah, man, it was a bit of luck, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a little bit much, sticking his head in the mouth of your dog there.
Okay. Now, let's imagine that this was...
Also, imagine the smell. Ew.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, now guys, let's imagine that this judge wasn't corrupt, and how Korra threatened him in front of public, and is now pretty much forcing a confession out of him here now. Imagine if he wasn't corrupt. How bad would she have looked then?
Also,
worse than she already does.
Did she really need to hold him like that? She could have just blocked him in a block of froze him in a block of ice using water bending.
I just heard you say a block of afros.
You see what I mean?
A block of afros.
Hair bending.
Damn, Korra's sick.
You see what I mean? It's like, well, the difference between Korra and Kyoshi is that Kyoshi didn't just do idle threats. No. She committed, as in she just took action. With Korra, it feels like I'm trying to think of words other than a psychopath, but it feels like a leering, evil force that is forcing the worst out of people in this episode.
Jova,
in this episode.
Here's another one.
So it turns out that also Unalaq was behind the whole disgracing of her father back in the Northern Water Tribe, and he apparently hired the barbarians and plotted for him to disturb the forest.
Just...
I've always said disturb the force.
I still understand that guy's motivation.
Basically, Tio, Unalaq's behind everything. It turns out her father wasn't even really the one. Okay, it wasn't her father's
No,
fault.
I get that, but why would you
Elvis.
That's the thing. Don't. Trust me.
You're whipped, mate.
Trust me, Teo. It's only gonna get even more confusing.
Bolin, you really need to get away from that. Says who?
What about on a leap year? Yeah, they'll gather round.
All right.
I will use this bear and crush them. The way I can't move. What can I do with the bear?
You know what this also means, Teo?
What?
Number 19, revocation of conditional release.
It's a trap.
Were
Of
you
course.
just waiting for her to find
Yes,
out
yes,
about
he
your
was.
evil
He was
plan?
doing it for the
Okay,
lols.
dude, you're not Master Xehanort. How many plans have you stacked
Okay.
one on top of the other?
Let me go to another main problem of Unalaq. Again, people like Tarlok, so apparently the creators thought, hey, let's make Tarlok but needlessly confusing.
It's not
Again,
even fun. It's not even funny. It was funny a bit at first for the lack of subtlety, but it's not like he's not even enjoying his role.
yeah, again, the difference is that Tarlok felt like a guy who enjoyed it, but you could tell that he had some misguided sense of righteousness. Sure, you could argue Unalaq has that misguided sense of self-righteousness until you get later on in the season. And
We'll get to it.
And he's not even clever about it. Tarlok at least used it to his advantage because he was a politician. This guy's essentially a dictator. Not fun.
How do you know?
I know because I must know. It is my purpose.
Yeah, it's just a Matrix sequel. Because if you don't return, then I'll slap the shit out of you.
Oh,
Hold on.
the actual fun.
Okay, now it's my turn. Excuse me. No, you specifically said that only the Avatar can open the
Well,
portals.
he could have lied. He would have lied to his teeth.
But here's the question: why? If he could have done this all on his own, why didn't he?
Yes,
do
Teo.
that?
If there was a different way to do this, Teo, why did he even bother getting Korra involved in this to begin with?
To get rid of her, maybe.
Well,
but she didn't. He could have just done it on his own, and nobody would be aware.
She is the daughter of his brother, so I think he did some kind of quest for vengeance towards his brother. And oh god,
You have a license for that.
oh, you got the license for that, mate.
Julie, do the fig.
Which is farting.
Party
the end-
money.
I don't know, Teo. At the end of the day,
I like that guy.
Hey, it's the show's budget.
Yeah.
Great, Avatar is on the coins.
Just shitting it away.
Honestly, Teo, to me, it just comes across as him making his plan unnecessarily complicated.
Let me put it like
Oh,
this.
yes, but at the very least,
Okay.
like if he says something that he doesn't need Korra anymore, I can believe that.
Okay, Tio, let me sum up what his plan needs. His plan just needs both of the portals to be open. So if he could do it on his own, why not just open the South Pole portal down in secret? Could have easily have gone down in secret, then just open the one in the North
he
Pole.
was afraid of a spirit and that hope that Korra would have died in the process.
I'm just,
I mean,
well-
the spirits almost got her, to
well,
be fair.
Tio, I'm gonna get a bit ahead of myself. Let's just say he has nothing to fear of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm confused.
Don't worry, Shiva,
Everyone was
that's
confused by the end of the
that's normal.
season.
God, I'm confused.
Okay, and now we're in Now wait, are we in Crimson Skies now? Almost.
Don't say
Oh
if
yeah,
I were
actually.
you.
Actually,
Tell
those
me what
actually, to be
do.
fair, those planes back then kind of always did that.
How things would be if you were in my shoes, 'cause you're not me.
And I never heard of Avatar on a plane before.
I'm
It's a
sick of
secret
these
makes it right.
motherfucking avatars on my motherfucking
Motherfucking
planet.
ships.
I love how the subtitle said "men whining."
Never mind.
Oh wait, this bit. Yeah.
It's one of those subtitles for the hard of hearing.
It's the Verminator from Crash Bash.
No, those subtitles could be funny sometimes.
Yeah.
It said men whining.
Oh, yeah, their ship's been rocked by the Avatar on a plane.
Oh,
I'd be throwing a
geez.
hissy fit if someone blew up my
Did
ship
Azami
as well.
just died?
Yes,
Maybe.
yes, she did.
No,
no.
she survived.
Okay.
Well, Dave, we end right here. So.
Yeah, but that's a Sami.
For all I know, they can pull a cop out and revive her
It's
at the end
called.
of the season.
Pedro, the show's called The Legend of Korra, not The Legend of Korra with her best friend Asami and some other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll explain later.
You had to?
Okay, look. This only works if you knew from the get-go that Unalaq was corrupt. But you didn't. Okay, sure, he ended up being that, but you only... Well, okay, to be fair, you were kind of an idiot for not finding that out, but you only found out for certain because the judge confirmed it.
Didn't you let it slip? You might as well just said, "I'm corrupt."
Yeah.
I'm cough up.
I still don't understand what happened with that statue.
Oh,
The statue.
Dweebs, I'm not asking you.
And you're not gonna believe this, Tio, but this is the last we ever hear about any suggestion that Aang was a terrible father.
Thank God.
So what was the
what
point
was
of
even
all
the
this
point?
exactly?
Let's think about
what was
this.
the point of all this?
What do we walk away with?
To generate
I look at that.
drama.
I look at that. Now they hug and kiss and make up. So basically, this entire thing was just a waste of my time. Good job.
Oh,
Thanks,
Again,
Mike. Thanks, Mike.
It was a very poor attempt to replicate the beach episode.
Brian and Mike need to go back to just being storymen and let the writers write the actual scripts because.
Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Okay, now finally the plot's gonna get moving. We have officially civil war now that her father knows the truth. So now we have to
So
focus
we
on
get
the...
The two-parter was named after this, and we're at the end
Yeah, I
of
was
the second
about to
half.
mention.
Well, now we're finally gonna get started. Okay, maybe there could be some interesting nuance here,
But
exploring...
there's
No,
90 seconds of episode left.
The show clearly has a problem of giving a title and then actually starting its own things near the end of it.
Oh, sorry, guys. We can't exactly focus on the Civil War, so no, we'll leave that to Korra's father. We're going back to Republic City!
I am never. Yeah, again.
Wait, so this really was a waste of our time.
Let me remind you...
Basically.
Oh, wait, hold on this bit.
what's
Wait,
gonna
there
happen
is
to-
one saving grace to
Yeah.
this.
Wow,
Roll
it's not a
credits.
Civil War.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Hold on.
Punchline in 3, 2, 1.
Wait for it.
Gee, I wonder who
God
is it.
damn!
Oh,
this,
Jesus fuck.
This she is so freaking persistent.
Buddy, you picked the
Wait,
wrong
this bit-
Yandere.
Ferric, I love you.
Yes.
Get away!
Okay. So, they have this potential of Eska chasing down Bowen. What are they gonna do with this? Absolutely nothing!
Yes.
Aww.
She's no
Seriously!
longer. After this, we never mentioned this ever again.
I mean, okay.
Up until a certain point, at least.
I mean, okay, we do get to see a certain plot semblance to this, but as far as Bolin's concerned, we won't get to hear anything about this until near the end of the season. Like, holy cow, you had the potential to make Eska the new Azula, constantly pursuing Bolin or something. But no! It's just wasted potential upon wasted potential, and oh god.
Wow, that
Amazing.
was a waste of
Wow,
an hour.
Wow, I can't believe something from the Avatar franchise broke Joe.
But that's the
And we sat through the Great Divide.
That's the thing, though. It's
No,
like,
sorry, this is far worse than the Great Divide.
look, here's the thing. The Great Divide was bad, but at least the Great Divide used its
least-
potential.
at least the Great Divide was trying to have a point.
The Great Divide was bad by Last Airbender standards.
It was.
This is just bad.
Let me, okay.
Even at best, this was just boring.
Let me start my final thoughts by saying Are you starting to see what I mean with this season? This season in particular, wasting potential before your very eyes. Like, seriously, there's the potential of the Civil Wars. Oh, sorry, you gotta go to Republic City to try and get the United Forces help. Oh, there's this interesting plot point of seeing the consequences of an abusive relationship and seeing Eska having to deal with someone actually saying no to her and chasing after Berlin for it. We will barely get anything about it, and the way they wrap up that plot point is horrible, but it's wasted potential. It's like if you showed Azula in episode 3 of season 2 declaring she was going to chase after Aang, and then we never see her again until the Bossing Say arc. It's just holy.
And I also like to mention that Korra just keeps accumulating psychopathic traits in the checklist.
I can't believe it. I think Korra's actually getting worse than she was in season 1. Like, she just threatened a public official in front of the public.
And like Jova said, like Jova said, at the time she had no good reason to. Yes, Unalaq turned out to be evil. But she had no reason to think so within the context of the story. We knew he was evil because of the lack of subtlety in the direction.
Hell, I mean, most of the South Pole was telling her he was evil, but she kept insisting, but Unalaq only wants the best for everything. God.
Also, does that mean we will not see Unalaq for a long time?
Yeah, we'll technically see him, but as regards to the main plots and what's going on, it's a mess.
This show is a fucking mess. It can't fucking focus. Just pick one plot and stick with it for once.
Okay, where do I begin?
Jesus.
First off, let's start off with the main elephant in the room. The side plot involving Tenzin, because that's the thing. Tenzin's been pretty much downgraded to side plot character. You know, one of the main characters, the guy who got J freaking K Simmons for. And what's he doing? Just random hijinks while there's a civil war, which is pretty much threatening the balance of the world.
Honestly,
the world that his father tried to get together.
And honestly, it's still pointless because I don't understand what happened with that statue.
Oh, which statue?
You know, the statue. No, the statue that the kid was checking, then it flashes, and then it teleported in that cave.
Tio, you're gonna have to wait till like the middle of the season till we get back to that.
Well, it's not gonna take long, I guess.
Let me just say it. Technically, it won't take long, but their show feels so long with each episode with the dragged out plot points. Oh, it's not rushed like season 1, no. It's the exact opposite. It's drawn out. And I could take being drawn out if it worked with the potential. Okay, you want to bring up the idea that Aang may not have been a good father? Show more of the flashbacks and then have the characters comment on it. Don't just have them talking about it. Like, here's some potential. Maybe have it be that both sides have it wrong. Maybe Boomy and Kaya are overthinking about how bad it was, and Tenzin is trying to glorify it. But nope, it's just, oh, you guys may have been writing Dad may have been a bad father, and that's just it. Like, we don't even get to see it to judge for ourselves. Speaking of which, how do you have talks about the family but not include Katara, who's still alive? In fact, we haven't really seen Katara, have we? Which is kind of weird, considering how this involves the South Pole getting in war with the North Pole. You know, the poles that she herself helped unite back in Book 1. But who cares about those old characters? Oh wait, that's right, we cared enough to try and add more depth to Aang.
Again, allow me to remind you that Mike himself wrote this two-parter. Again, it's starting to become obvious that Brian and Mike should stick to just story and let the other writer. Aaron, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his last name. Aaron's absence is it's becoming incredibly noticeable at this point. Like, Aaron's absence is such a detriment at this point, because Aaron actually knew what he was doing as the head writer.
I think part of the main reason is...
Brian and Mike do not.
Again, part of the main reason is that it feels like they're trying to rebel against the old show. Like, they constantly, we don't want to get compared to our old creations. And like, okay, I'm fine, but again, this feels like they're just going out of their way to be different for the sake of difference, which isn't always the best thing. Shiroi, Dwibs, Tio, what do you guys think of the side plot?
Like I said, I honestly think these two-parters were just boring and pointless. You know.
Same, especially if, like, almost the entirety of the contents for both of them is dropped from
it
now.
makes me just ask questions and almost that's it. It retroactively destroys characters on the long run. So yeah.
And knowing that we're not going to
I've
get any
got-
answers to a lot of it is just.
I've
Meh.
got two. I've actually got two questions, and one about the episode as a whole.
Go on.
Okay.
Okay. One, how scared should I be about this potential live action show if I can't even trust the original creators anymore?
I mean, like I said, wait till you
And
see the.
two-
Oh, go on.
And two, seriously, if this mythical magical good third season isn't that good, then I'm just gonna drop this whole thing and be done.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I was
okay.
about to say also
okay.
this. Like I mentioned this in the first season. If I didn't, by the end of the first season, I would have probably quit the show. Not in the sense of rage quitting, just abandoning because it wasn't.
You lost interest.
Yeah.
Wow,
really,
you know,
no.
the sad thing is that I know how you guys
However,
feel.
I'm gonna say this at least for the moment. Despite the brush actions, I am very partially willing to see the brashness of Korra behind all this. Considering her raising up, considering her age, her emotional status, and the responsibility built on her shoulders, I'm possibly capable of expecting her to do very mean-spirited and stupid actions. The
Mhm.
problem to me is, like I also mentioned in season 1, the lack of people who actually put her on the right track as a result of this.
Yeah.
Again, think of.
However, here still is. If she keeps on this track, and from what I heard, she's gonna be, I'm not gonna defend her for long.
Okay, you know, okay, it's like I said to you. Think of Korra's personality like Samus's power-ups at the start of each Metroid game.
The Avatar, blah blah, the Avatar.
See, that's part of the main problem.
That's
It's
a
like, well,
buzzword now.
If
okay,
only Ang was there to tell me what to think about.
which is funny because that's exactly how the day gets saved at the end of book 1.
Yeah, speaking of which, here's another good question. Like another thing that I mentioned at the end of season 1 that was only for 2 seconds brought up. You know that thing about the Avatar talking with its previous incarnations in spirit? Or why isn't Korra doing more of that?
Because she sucks at talking with the spirits because she said Tenzin's a bad teacher. So then she tried to get
Tetsu's
Uno.
a bad teacher for airbending. She needs to want someone to teach her about spirits and not any.
And he's a very good person to teach her.
That's the
Hold
thing.
on, hold on, Jova. I don't mean spirit. I don't mean purging spirits like our villain of the day is doing. I mean what Aang was doing in talking with the spirits.
That's the thing. Airbenders are pretty much the masters at teaching that, which Korra burned away the chances of that because she thought Unalaq could teach her better. Huh. Funny how
Well, look how that turned out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is exactly my main point with how Korra treats Tenzin. It's like, well, okay, maybe Tenzin would be a better teacher if she gave him a chance, but she never did. And okay. Enough about the airbending. Let's talk about the spirit bending. Like, they talked about that, like, maybe 1, 2, 3 times during season 1. And again, she finally did find out how to do the talking with spirits thing, but now for some reason, she doesn't do it anymore. Why? Oh, because that would make her overpowered. Well, maybe you shouldn't have given her that right on the spot. Now should you?
I'm actually on the opposite side. Make her overpower. I'm perfectly fine in seeing her destroying people left and through. It's actually really fun to watch something like that. Find out
there's
that
the
I still
video.
myself.
See, Tio, that's
Well,
the
there's the
main issue.
video
It's like,
game.
well, apparently Brian and Mike were afraid of people calling them out for, giving Korra the keys to everything at the end of book 1. So it's like they were almost afraid of getting called out and making her potentially a Mary Sue because I'm not going to lie, she got a bit close to that. But no, now they downgrade her. Even though she technically has all the things she needs, she still has to suck at them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How did Unalaq learn to spirit bend in the first place?
I forget if we ever learned that in this season.
I don't remember we ever learning that.
I think
Same reason why those two brothers, and their father were able to bloodbend even without a full moon.
Oh, well, okay.
Like another thing that I mentioned before, this series so far seems to have a thing for waterbenders in general. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, to be fair,
Also, before
to be fair too, they did explain in book 1 that the reason that they were able to bloodbend like that was because of bending abnormalities.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why could this guy also have a bending abnormality?
No, because it's spirit bending. It's actually a completely new bending that we've never heard of before.
So an abnormality.
It's
Also, before we-
okay, Tio. It's not an abnormality, sadly.
Also, before we finish this, because Dweb said he was worried about live action show. I'm sorry, I gotta make this joke now. Okay, Teo and Shiroi. I noticed that Brian and Mike are working on the live action show. When should I start to worry?
I'm already worried, so I've beaten you.
No,
I think we're at a point where you should consider starting to worry.
Like,
Hold on, Shira. I honestly think we should consider the considering of starting to worry.
What about
Yeah.
considering starting to worry?
maybe we should consider the considerance of considering the following of considering that maybe
I know. I'm at the very least open to the possibility of thinking about worrying.
But okay. You just heard me have a breakdown. But I will tell you guys this: the show, at least to me and a lot of other people, did get better in seasons 3 and 4. But I will say this: temper your expectations. When I say it gets good, it feels like it definitely is on the tier with Avatar, but maybe not Avatar at its best. And it does still have some issues. But I'll say it like this: it's to the point where the show got good, and the reason season 3 was good was, well, it feels like they brought back.
Fucking worth it.
Yeah, I will say this though, I can see why there's faith in that show. I mean, and look, honestly, even with all its issues, Legend of Korra still was incredibly popular. Like, the only reason it got canned was because of the reception. It still got a lot of views. But yeah, hopefully
So,
things
yeah,
will
we'll
lighten up then.
We'll see how things go after this. So see you for the next episode.
See
Yeah.
ya.